Hello, everyone, and welcome to Alien's Joy. I am so glad to be here today on this beautiful Saturday. Thank you for watching. If you are with us live or if you are with us on Amazon, Roku television, Apple TV, then I am grateful for you being here today. I'm grateful you're watching, and I hope you get as much joy out of it today as I like to share with everyone. I have an amazing guest today. I always love my guests. I have had such a great year this year on Alien's Joy with many guests. And today I have Maureen Hagan on, Mo. We call Maureen Mo. And I will introduce you to Mo. I am so excited. She is a huge, illustrious figure in the health and fitness realm, and with an ordinary commitment to excellence. Her journey has been huge. I love to share with you that Mo is international acclaimed entrepreneur, a best-selling author of 7 books, a captivating speaker, and an unwavering force in the fitness industry for over 4 decades. That is a long time. I love it. There's expertise there with an unwavering commitment. Like I said, Mo has received an abundance of accolades that underscore her profound impact on the fitness landscape. And last year, in 2023, her dedication and pioneering contributions were celebrated with a prestigious Lifetime Achievement Award from canfitpro. We are in Canada. canfitpro, the largest in Canada fitness professional organization, testament to her enduring influence. She has garnered a slew of esteemed titles. I have to mention it. In 2016, International Women Leader of the Year, 2019, Canadian Fitness Industry Leader of the Year, and a top health influencer since 2018, and inclusion in Canada's 2020 Top 10 Women of Power. Epitomize most ongoing commitment to empowering individuals to lead a healthier life. That's what it's all about. So most remarkable journey has been interwoven with canfitpro. Now she holds the pivotal role of Chief Operating Officer. And under her leadership, canfitpro has emerged as Canada's foremost fitness education authority. Mo, I can go on and on and on. I want to just mention all your awards. We'll still be here because one by one, I would love to mention them. Please look Mo up and please look at all her amazing success and leadership awards. And I just want to thank you for being here. I'll leave it right there. Thank you for being here today. I am so grateful. Starting with my very first question, Mo. Who is Mo Hagan? Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Wow. Well, I think my intro said a lot. I've spent 4 decades plus 1 year pursuing my dream career, which is in the fitness industry. And that desire to be involved in fitness started, truly when I was born. It sounds so cliche, but being a twin and a premature one, very small, my doctor said to my mom, apparently, that I would be a very frail, sickly young woman. And my mother always said to me that she was sure that I was listening into that conversation, because from day one, I pursued to move, to never sit still. I was blessed with a lot of energy. I still have a lot of energy at 61. And when I say that number, it actually makes me think, who am I talking about? But fitness was a way for me to manage everything about myself that I really didn't understand as a young child, as a young adult. I was always impatient, wanting to, I desired more. I thought there was always more to life, more to every day, to school, to goals of, careers. And I was often told, you can't do that. No, you shouldn't. You're not good enough. You're not smart enough, fast enough, strong enough. And I think inside of me, I thought, there is a way that I can defy the odds. And I just moved my body, and it moved my mind. It moved my mindset. Now, as a young adult, I didn't even understand why, when I went for a run or I worked out or I played a sport, I felt like Wonder Woman. I felt like Mo, mighty Mo. Yeah. And when I sat still in a classroom or, listened to whatever, where I had to be still and quiet and not talk, I always found myself in a funk, in a bad mood, or I felt sad, actually. And over the years, I had to really help through personal development, learn that I was meant to move. And I needed to find a way to harness my fitness ambitions, my desire for physical activity. And so over the years, I just learned how to turn that into a career. And there was a lot of challenges that came with that, because as a kid of the 60s, when I was ready to pursue my post-secondary desires and dreams, a career in the fitness industry did not exist unless you were Jane Fonda, or unless you were Kathy Smith, or you were a celebrity. There was no career for you. So, you know, that's kind of what brought me to where I am today, just to carve out a path for myself with my superpower, which was my energy to move my body, that helped me move my mind, and then that helped me move my dreams forward.
I love it.
Guess
Yeah.
that's a bit of my backstory there.
Yes, I love it. And it's so relatable for me, because I think you brought something up that I can very much relate to. And maybe we were even ADHD, or
Yeah.
go play outside, go hang in a tree, go do something. It was my mother, just get out of my hair. But we were moving. I love that about your name, right? It's more with Mo and move with Mo, and everything is movement with you. I love it, and I recognize it. I relate so much to it. I love that, because it is maybe the medicine that we needed to just release
Oh,
all,
perfectly said.
instead of the medicine or the pills that, I'm not going into this almost political discussion, but let's leave that alone. But yes, we need to run. We need to
Let's
run.
call it movement for medicine. It is the best prescription for anything that, really ails you. And I wish I had learned how you could channel your gifts earlier in life. But, of course, traditional way we were schooled and brought up. And, I was brought up also in a family where, as a twin, I felt the need to conform. And
Mm.
that's something that, I know we're going to talk about in terms of what would tell your younger self after all these years. And that is one thing, but we'll dive into that, I'm sure, because it's powerful to go back and think and give your younger self some advice.
Absolutely. Well, and it's also one of these days. I'm 62. I'm with you there. We did not have a career in fitness. We did not have anything. And for me, that was first ballet. And oh, you don't do that. There's no money in it. I mean,
Mhm.
nowadays, right, with all the television shows, movement and dance and everything, and all the availability. But yes, it was not really an option.
That's
And
right.
we also, I think also as a twin, maybe you even had that feel, all those so connected, because you're so close to your sister at the same time. There's just maybe this little competition, right?
Oh,
You got to
yes.
keep up with the Joneses, you got to do it, and just kind of conform and fit in. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. And it doesn't help when I was on a lot of occasions told, why can't you be more like your sister?
Mm.
Be quiet and not talk back, or sit and be still, and study more. I would always compare myself. So I do believe, though, that has created the strengths I have today. So I always say to people, never fear your failures or your weaknesses. Just learn how to use them to then build on your superpower or your strengths.
Yes, absolutely. You were kind of the young to the yin, right? In that sense of both. You
Mhm.
are one, but you also feel that difference. Absolutely. And it creates this kind of power inside that it's okay to feel that you want to prove yourself. I just absolutely see that as a huge path to success, because we just keep, although we didn't want to earlier in life study, now we keep adding on and adding on and growing in wisdom and growing in strength. And, in that sense, constantly studying and learning. I love your early career path. So you did go to do the physical studies, did go to university, but then you ran into
Hmm.
Les Mills. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, yes. Well, because I was told that a career in fitness where I could teach people how to be fit and live a healthy life and travel the world and be able to do that, when I was told that didn't exist, what was the closest thing in that day to allowing me to be physically active in my career? I was told either to pursue a career in teaching physical health education and or pursue physical therapy. And because I was an accident prone kid, because I was always on the move, I really was intrigued by physical therapy as well, because I thought if people could help people gain back independence of movement after a traumatic event or an illness or injury, if I could do that, that would be pretty close to being as rewarding as what I dreamed up in my mind. So I did go to school for both physical health education, went on to pursue my degree in physical therapy, practiced physical therapy in a large teaching hospital here in London, Ontario, where I reside. And I took a sabbatical within first couple years of my physical therapy career. And that sabbatical was a trip to the South Pacific. And I had dreamed of seeing kangaroos and koala bears, although I landed in New Zealand first. And I thought, well, I'll just stop here for a month and see what it's about. Didn't hear much about New Zealand in those days. It changed my life.
Yeah.
And I should take one step back and say that it was just a year prior to that, Alien, that I walked into a seminar at my very first international fitness convention, World IDEA. And I saw before me, in front of a very large congregation, a Canadian keynote speaker. And she was doing exactly what I dreamed of. And that was the catalyst that gave me the courage to take a sabbatical from what I love doing to travel the South Pacific. And that's when I found these programs called Les Mills. It's a business of group fitness classes. And I came back to Canada 5 months later and had been talking to my boss about these classes. I think he was tired of hearing me, Les Mills this and Les Mills that. And oh my God, these classes are just so empowering.
Yeah.
And 5 years later, we secured in Canada the exclusive rights to Les Mills. And Les Mills is a business that distributes its programs in over 70 countries around the world today. Next to Jazzercise is the largest instructor population of instructors within an organization. So it's a massive, massive organization that I stumbled across backpacking in Auckland, New Zealand.
Unbelievable. And you brought it to Canada. You secured it over there. That is amazing, Mel. I love it. I love it. There are so many disciplines too. Les Mills, they have evolved within the whole fitness industry as well. And I love that. And there's so much that has evolved in the fitness industry. You were right there at the beginning. I always recall we were just talking about her early years with Jane Fonda, right? Just when it all started, so much has happened in the fitness industry. What was very specific to you? What did you see as huge changes in the fitness industry, bringing it to today?
The credibility of being certified, and to maintain your credibility as a certified fitness professional. Back in those days, I'm sure, Elian, you were with me, that if you had a great personality and you had a passion for fitness and you had some skills in terms of how to move to music, you could literally teach a class tomorrow. And that's what I did. I got offered a job. They said, can you teach group fitness? And I said, yes, I can. I taught 15-minute portion of a fitness class in university years before, but I said, yes, I can. They said, great, you start tomorrow. Wow. And I went home and I looked at Jane Fonda videos. I watched the 20-minute workout and I created choreography, and I just somehow was blessed with the courage to give it a go. And within 3 weeks, I was teaching pretty much 10 classes a week. And that was the start of my group fitness career. Today, of course, we have evolved so much to having the certification, meeting the standards of our country, which in the United States and Canada, we are self-governed. So it's up to each and every one of us as humans in our business. And that doesn't mean that it's just fitness. Whatever business you are in, is to you lead the level of quality and credibility that you desire for your profession. You can't wait for it to happen. You need to role model what you desire your leaders to be. So that's where it's evolved so much. We need to maintain credibility so we can gain the respect of other health professionals, to be seen as important and as respected as any member of the allied health team.
I love that you said that, because the credibility is so important, and being licensed or being certified is so important. I have always said that, and I immediately go even on Facebook to something that's, you can do this, or you can, no, you have to get with the rules and with the standards and industry ethics, industry
Yes.
standards. There's constant change as well. What I used to say 20 years ago doesn't fly anymore. So those things have maybe changed, maybe there's a different approach. Those things are very important to know, and I love it, the fact that you're right in the middle of it and still encouraging everybody
Well,
to.
now it's my business. I
Yeah,
run, as you mentioned, canfitpro, and we are the training education certification provider.
yeah,
And we self-govern, we set the standards because we are aware of what the standards are around the world. And we meet those standards of all accrediting bodies, even though we do not have an accreditation body within Canada. We are the accreditation body. And I say that each of us are.
yeah,
We are our own governing body. And I think that's a really important lesson for just how we choose to live life.
yeah, I agree, absolutely. And just for that reason, once you're there, then you can be hopefully taken serious as a teacher as well. I also say always that not everybody's the teacher, right? We can have all these certifications and we can have all that. We have to have a little bit more insight. You obviously have that, because you started with the ones that I bought with the DVDs, the VHS. Oh my goodness, the VHS. That my son would say, well, what is that? And he's in his 20s. So VHS tapes and the whole bit. Here we start filming. Here we're comfortable on video, right? Starting that.
Making our own music playlists, even if we
Yeah.
not wondering there was actually music tariffs and licenses to be respectful of. I would have spent an entire Saturday creating a 60-minute playlist using cassette tapes with albums.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Or come into the fitness studio with a huge play box on your shoulder, right? I mean, no, we don't use it anymore. Now we have our phone. Crazy world,
Yes.
crazy world. But
Oh.
we've definitely been through it. What is the meaning in general um, of fitness to you? Is it health? Is it now wellness? Is it the overall mind, body, spirit approach? How do you see that?
That is a really great question. And I find myself reflecting on that, often as people who, navigate their own lifestyles around trying to get fitness to be part of it. And they're like, oh, but fitness to me, it's so hard. It's like a workout. And I work all week. I don't want to work out again. But
Mhm.
I think of fitness as a quality of being, a quality of living. It is, building on your best assets using physical movement to connect with your mind and your emotions so
Yes.
that you can find and build the strongest, most supple, strong, and gain stamina or resilience. And resilience is not just physical, it's emotional, mental resilience. And I feel that fitness is the conduit to helping us build the best versions of ourselves. But we use the physical action to help build those other qualities and benefits. But it really is the quality of how we live and
Quality
the
of life.
quality of the being that we are.
Yes.
And I just can't imagine the quality of my life if I did not have fitness as part of my daily routine.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I agree so much with you. Exercise is a healing method every day to resilience. You meant that word. I love that word so much. It's one of my favorite words, because I think it is missing a little bit nowadays in our society.
Mhm.
And I think that resilience, going, having your walk in the morning, doing something exercise wise, doing some movements, will build that strength when it comes to anxiety and stress, that mental and emotional
Yeah,
little shield that we need. And I
yeah,
think we grew up, and you definitely said in your story that yes, you grew up with that. Maybe it was anxiety, maybe it was stress, maybe it was just superpowers, right? Maybe it was just happy and excitement for life as a child. We didn't recognize it as thus, but
Mm.
because you've always done it, that was probably building so much resilience and strength in you that
Mhm.
also in times of trouble, as I say many times for myself, in times of trauma, setbacks, challenges, it probably still gave you the power to get through.
Oh, it does, and not only gives you the power, it gives you the lesson that you can apply, and an example of that often, and when I work, with my colleagues, they know me very well, they know when I say, it's kilometer number 20 in a half marathon in Canada, 21.2, it's just like kilometer 20.
Yeah.
Or in a marathon, it's just mile number and whatever that mile or kilometer where you struggled in that race that you did, I just think of it that way. I think I can do another 1.2, or I can do another day of grinding through these details to get this project completed. I always go back to my fitness experiences
Yeah.
of pushing that heavy weight and achieving the goal of that lift. And
Yes.
then I can apply it to almost everything that I struggle with in life. I just say, if I can't say it's just like kilometer number 20, I'll go, Mo, go for a quick run, and then you'll be able to finish this.
Absolutely.
So it's such an incredible strength, and it's such a great teacher. Fitness is such a great teacher for how you become more resilient through other aspects of life.
Yeah.
That is for certain. And then you said it earlier, fitness is medicine. When
Yeah.
you're having a bad day, move
Mhm.
your body, because your body can move your mind.
Yes, absolutely. I always say that it's just building up to, so a lot of people say to me, and you've heard that, of course, all your life, well, I just don't have the time, or I can't do it, or it's difficult to start. You just have to do it. Once it's a habit, right? It's building habits. Tell me a little bit, if you will, about, was there a setback or a huge challenge or a huge no at a time in your life that you said, well, I'm not sure if this is it?
Mhm. Oh, I can say I've had lots of those setbacks and huge hits. It's a combination for me of stubbornness and the excitement of proving what's possible when you're told impossible.
No.
And I go back to that stubbornness as a kid that I was told often, you're stubborn. You want it your way or the highway. And it's because I really believed that my way was either the right way or the right way for me. And I didn't want to just conform to following the rules. I wanted to actually live the experience. So that stubbornness I flipped in my mind as leadership skills, and then have learned that when you hit that roadblock, go to your strengths
Yeah.
and go to the experiences and again, extract the lesson. I think of the pandemic, and yes, there was so many hardships and suffering, but there were a lot of silver linings and lessons learned. And I just said it earlier this week, as I was putting through a new fiscal budget, and I was thinking, what is it that
Mm.
canfitpro needs? How do we reimagine the company? And I'm sitting here thinking, okay, well, what did I do when I had to do it during the pandemic? When all of a sudden the company shut down because the industry shut down. If I can do that, I can do this. And then I pulled those lessons from the past and took them into the conversation in the present, and how we could learn from then to apply to now. And
Yeah.
I find that your challenges and roadblocks are your greatest teachers for both you and your business and the people that you lead.
And the people around you. Yes, absolutely. Yes, I so agree. And that leads me to that question. Then if you know now the things that you have seen and that you have analyzed and the wisdom that we have gained, what would you tell your little self? Although I am always very nice about that to myself, Because honestly, I always say as a coach, I did everything wrong, so I can tell you how to do it right now. But, I didn't have that frame of reference when I was
Yes.
younger, right? We just didn't have a frame of reference in a sense of knowing what pain is, knowing what the consequences are, knowing what our actions lead to, etc. We just had to do that in order to gain this. But was there one thing that you would tell your younger self that you didn't look at, that you
Yes.
didn't have a certain outlook on?
I would look back and tell my younger scared self that I didn't need to just fit in. I didn't need to work to fit in. I actually needed to stand out using what I naturally had as my gifts and my personality and myself, and to be authentic, that the world craves authenticity. It doesn't crave conformity. So that's the thing I would tell my younger self, having learned that by standing out and speaking your truth and pursuing your own path, not the paths that someone said you should take, whether that's your guidance counselor, your teacher, your guardian parent, a sibling or spouse. It's just, what is the path for you? Discover your why and learn why your why is truly your purpose or your path in life. So that's a step that I needed to, of course, learn. And, I spent my entire elementary and high school years trying to fit in, fit on the team, fit in with my friends, get the grades everybody else got, comparisonitis of my sister, because she was the smarter one that, I always seemed that she found everything easier. But then I learned that by standing out and being my authentic self, that's when truly life would be easier, far more joyful and rewarding. And so that would be the greatest lesson ever. And I'm so grateful that I came to terms with realizing that when I found my why, which
Yeah.
is understanding. And why is, people hear why all the time. If you read the book by Simon Sinek, Start with Why, it's that the golden circle. Everybody
Your
spends
purpose.
life on the what and the how.
Yeah.
It's about finding why,
Why? Our purpose.
our purpose. The
Yeah.
world helped by you. That's the acronym I use.
Yeah.
So I found a great coach, and they've helped me in my 35th year of life find my why. But now with that knowledge, I can certainly have these conversations with my younger self. And you can't go back, you can only go forward. So with that lesson, now I'm more inspired to stand out and be more authentic and not worry about what people think or how they'll judge you. So what? And I
Yeah.
think that's too the wisdom of life. As we get to this decade, sometimes I just say, so what? What if they judge me? What if
Yeah.
they hate that idea? It doesn't mind. That doesn't, why mind their ideas, mind my own.
Isn't
So,
that fun? Yeah, I love that.
oh,
It's
the
the current in,
freedom.
right? I can be silly, I can be crazy, I can do whatever I want because I'm not really so bothered by other people's opinions anymore when it comes
Oh,
to that. And I love that you said that because it is finally coming into your authentic self, finally feeling that peaceful, I am here and I feel it and I know why I'm here and what I need to do for the for my higher powers, right? University, what it is you believe in might be different, but it's so important to feel that. And I'm so happy that you said, coach, everybody needs a coach. I have a coach for years. I love it. Mentoring, being coached is so important because just that one little feedback, that reflection on what
oh,
you said, what you did.
invaluable.
It's just that
Invaluable.
somebody that listens to you. My mentor frequently says people don't need advice, they just need to be listened to. And I believe that so much in a sense of, yeah, it's sometimes being redirected, right? But we need to have that outside person to come to us and say, you're on the right path. Absolutely.
Mm.
If you, I can't even, again, all your accolades and all your wonderful awards and things that you have accomplished. You're so successful, Mo. I love it. I would not dare to talk to you 10 years ago, honestly. And, oh, I'm learning this video. I'm so excited. Here's Mo. And love it, love it, love it. If you now would say, beside that resilience, your stubbornness, what led to your success, all the awards, what would be the words of wisdom? You kind of said it just now
Yeah.
because it's going in line with what I said. my biggest thing is let go of expectations. Just like you said, when you were young, what your parents want to do, what your friends around you are all doing, and then what your first husband wants you to do, and then your second husband, etc. Right?
Benefit from it.
Let
Yeah.
go of that and just stand fully in life and be there. Is that what is your power to success? What is your
Wow.
line to success?
I have many, but I'll share this one as it's really how I've achieved the success I have today is don't feel that especially if you're in a leadership position that you have to or need to go alone. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go further, go together. And I learned through all the years and, it's the mentors and the people you surround yourself with that will lift you up, will challenge you at times. I could honestly tell you that with that stubbornness and that desire, yes, that it helped me achieve goals. And I'm looking at my curio cabinet with my awards, but when I look at them, I can see Helen Vanderberg in that award. I can see Darren Dietrich in this one, Julie Bain, Lynn Brick, because each of them were mentors for me who inspired me to learn and grow and live my true purpose in the moment. And that is really my life lesson for all. And the wisdom that I've gained is surround yourself with people who are going to lift you up, and the ones that pull you down or want to cut you down, you may need to remove those relationships, which I've had to do as well. But that, in the end, it's just like a bad relationship. Do you continue that relationship because you're afraid to let people know what it is, or that person know that you need to change, you need to move on? But if you don't, then you're just living in your past, or you're living in a life that does not serve you. And how dare you not give the world your true gifts,
Your best self,
your best self.
Absolutely.
So you gotta surround yourself or hire the people you want to learn from, surround yourself with them, find yourself your networks, your mastermind groups, your communities, and learn indirectly from those that you want to lead similarly to. And that's where you can also find mentors without them even knowing that they are your mentor. I followed Helen Vanderberg before I even met her. And then when I did meet her, it was like we were meant to be friends forever. It was the most interesting moment, which, by the way, Ilian, it was the same moment I met Helen, was the time I went to that first international conference that changed my career. And I met Helen at that event as well. It's amazing. And that's the power of showing up in the circles that you want to be, to really get involved with is go to events that you want to be in or to lead. And that's more important today than ever before. We've gotten comfortable staying home. And yes, we've been able to connect through channels like this, but being at events, being at celebrations of others, that all will help fuel you and help you remind yourself why you're there and what your why is.
I love that you said that, because it's so true. If I'm at an event or if I'm in amongst the people, I feel the energy, and it's always still different than when I have 60 people on a webinar, right? It is just being there. I tell people, I just want to be there. I want to see you and smell you and hold you and touch you. It's just, it's just different. The energy of being there and leading and or surrounding yourself with people that are your examples. I want to be like Mel Robbins. I want to be her. I want to be Mel, right? And hopefully Mel is going to call me someday and say, girl, come on, let's go.
Put it on your dream board, girl.
I'm not ashamed about. I love that you said that. It's so important. I only learned it as well the last decade because I was very or influenced by judgment, in the sense of I didn't want to be judged. And that's I think for women that is very difficult when we're on that career path, when we're on that I want to achieve. I feel that energy, I feel the need, I feel the run, I can see my powers, but there's that little voice. And also in our industry, I think when I was still working in the big clubs and in the big studios and boutique studios, there was a sense of, right, the girls. regardless, they were younger, and I didn't fit in that. I was always a sort of a non-judgment kind of person. I was maybe too busy with myself. But you know what I mean? That industry
Yes.
talk. And I just want non-judgment. Just want love. I just want people on the balcony around me. I just want, just like you said, you need to surround yourself with people that lift you up and love you for what you are and what you do. I love that
Absolutely.
so much. I love that so much. Thank you for your wisdom and your nuggets of wisdom. What is on your bucket list?
Oh, I love that. It's nice because it allows me to really be accountable for pursuing that. So thanks for asking. My bucket list is to continue to build my business as a coach and motivational speaker. I love, love, love what I do at canfitpro and with Good Life Fitness. It allows me to share the spoken word every day that I go to work, but I'd like to build my speaking business and my health and wellness business, which I do on the side right now. And of course, I do feel that I still have more to share in a book. And this book would be more of those life lessons that will help move you from fear into that power or that faith of the future. So definitely we'll have to pursue a book sometime in the future, but not now. I know that one's off a little bit further ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And the other bucket list is to get back out in the world and travel to some of the countries that I haven't yet visited.
Yes, and I bet you have been in many, many, many plenty. Yes, but there's so much to see. There's so much to do. And as a speaker and as an author, you can do that. And we're in that beautiful time of our lives that we don't have to have that 40-hour pull anymore from
Yeah.
somebody, but we can kind of design that ourselves. And if that was always my message to my younger self, if I would have known that I can create my worlds, I can create my dreams, I can create and bring my vision to life. I didn't know that, we listened to others, right? And thought we needed to do that.
Now we
Teaching.
just have to give ourselves permission. And
Yes.
that permission is just getting up every day and saying, I'm going to choose my day the
Yeah.
way that I meant to live my life in order to serve the world.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that. Yes, yes. Because if you give yourself permission, if you allow yourself to dive in and thrive in it, right? Then it's even better. I love you, Mo. Thank you so much for being on the show
Oh,
today.
thank
I'm
you.
so excited to have you on as a guest. I need to know where the audience can find you.
Absolutely. It's just easy to go to my website at www.mohagan.com, MOHAGAN.com. There you can find and subscribe to my blogs and, watch any of the podcasts or download any of my tools. Every year I create a guide that helps direct people to live their true why. And every year I choose that, principles within the guide based on the words. By the way, last year my one word was joy. This year it's care, change, and power. So if you're interested at all of working through the guide to actually architect your why or reaffirm your why, work through your why with your goals for 2024, you can download the guide from my website. And then on social, it's Mo Hagan or Mo_Hagan on Instagram. And I also have another page on Facebook, Maureen Hagan.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Beautiful.
Thank you.
There's so much to learn from you. I can go on forever and ever, but I want to tell our audience that is here live today that we are an interactive platform. So if I go here in a little bit and I close the show, I'm not done, and stay on for questions and answers and stay on for an interactive fun time together. If you're here live, and I'm going to close the recording and see you next week. Again, thank you for watching winwinwomen.tv. We are a wonderful platform. We are live on Amazon, Roku, and Apple TV. And I hope you watch the replay. The replays are all over. And thank you, Mo Hagan, for all you have shared today. Thank you for being an amazing, very special to my heart guest. And thank you for your gift. So they're on mohagan.com. There is a beautiful gift, a freebie that Mo is giving us. And please go to her website and find her. Thank you so much for sharing, my dear. I'll see everybody else next week. Make it an amazing day. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.